What's good? What's good? What's good, man? Welcome to another Tuesday night at 9. Man, we we want to apologize for last weekend. We did a fire show last weekend, but technical difficulties on your boy. But we live this week. We here. You know what I'm saying? So uh we got a few guests coming. We waiting for everybody to kind of jump on and join. But tonight is gonna start an interesting series, man, and we're gonna try to get into how to prepare for the apocalypse or end times, or quite frankly what we have to do, being that we're fresh out of pandemic, or we're still in a pandemic. I don't know how you want to call it. um Man, everybody was on a scare. So not knowing exactly what was going to happen, how it was going to happen, everybody started grabbing up toilet paper, man. And it, it could be asinine for some, and it could have been a smart move for others. And the truth behind it is we really don't know. You know what I'm saying? We really don't know how to go about this thing. So we're going to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So tonight, right now, we got Mo Better. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, my guy?
What's good, bro?
Chilling. We got some survivalists coming up. You know, we got my man Tie Dye Tom. Welcome back to the show, my guy.
What's up, fellas? What's up? I was having a problem with the link. My bad.
Man,
What's
it's all
good, man?
It's good to see you. You always a happy face. I'm bring up my other guy who's also a survivalist. My man, killing them deer year in, year out, every season. Don't miss a hunting season. My man Rob Dev. What's going on?
What up, man? What's going on with you?
Man, just chilling, dog. So I just kind of did the monologue, or the little entry. We were just talking about surviving in the end times, and being that we just came out of a pandemic, or might consider still being in one. How would we necessarily handle that? You know what I'm saying? And survival skills is one of the top things we need, especially knowing how to hunt, how to fish, that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? How to maybe do some agriculture stuff. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to kind of get into how to necessarily handle the start of a pandemic, or the start of an end time or apocalypse. You know what I'm saying? To kind of work things out that way. What's going on, Leifer?
What up, what up, what up, man? Good to be back. Good to be back.
Why is your camera blurry?
I don't know. It's that effect right now.
I thought we handled that already. Everybody should be up to date.
Probably just a dirty lens. I got that.
Oh man, you nasty man. Oh man, so first question, man, is so Rob, I mean you're kind of frozen right now. I don't know if you can kind of see or still hear. Say something if you can still respond. Rob is frozen, so we'll get back to him.
There, I'm back.
Good. But yeah, so kind of how we do it, I ask a question, everybody get a crack at it, you know what I'm saying? And we kind of elaborate on it, and make just have a conversation about it. You know what I mean? So first question, what resources should we look into acquiring in a case of an apocalypse, end time, we're left here? What kind of things should we do to prepare for this?
Stockpile ammo.
No, facts. When that thing happened, when the pandemic happened, it was so hard to get ammo. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. There was basically no 9mm. Like none. Like that's the first thing that went. You know what I mean? There was some 223s out there and some 5.56s and stuff like that. I think there was some what is the 7.26? You got
yes, sir.
7.6. I think the 7.62s were easy to find. 40 calibers were easy to find too, but there was no 9mm anywhere. You know what I mean? So ammo. That's the first thing. Anybody want to kind of elaborate on anything else we should? What's the first? What else would we be looking to get?
With ammo, whatever you have, you need to quadruple it. Bullets go real fast. You ever been to a gun range? You'll put down 500 shells in a half an hour. So unless you're at 10,000 rounds or higher, you ain't got enough.
What's going on, man? You late, boy?
Yo, man,
we don't know.
I'm making a fashionably late entrance, dog. You know what I'm saying? I expected like bomb or something, man.
Mr. Louis Vuitton himself.
What's up, fellas?
That's it.
So the first question is, what resources should we be looking to acquire in the state of an apocalypse? The answer of ammo is already out there.
Well, water. You can only go 3 days without water. Water is the most important thing to survival. You need to be able to clean water. You need to be able to store water and have access to water. So number one would be water for me. I mean, you can live without bullets for a day or two, but you ain't gonna live, a week without water. So water has to be at the very top of the list.
So, Tom, that actually brings up a good question. So, how do we get that water?
Fresh water sources. I mean, rivers, streams. If the city grid goes down, obviously you have to find it naturally. I have iodine tablets. I have filters. I have like some straws and stuff that you can just drink directly out of stuff from. I've never tried it, but they say it works. Hopefully, we never have to. But
Right.
Storing water and cleaning it, because there's lots of bad stuff in water, man. You can get dysentery, you can get a whole host of parasites, and it kill you. I mean, look at all these third world countries. Dirty water is one of the most deadly things they have. I mean, so many people will just die of diarrhea. So water has to be at the very top, if you ask me.
I think you made it a little simpler. I like that you said you had the iodine tablets and the filter straws. Some things I think. So what's even more important is things to clean the water.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So what else would be out there that that can help you? Once you find your water source that can help you clean your water.
Yeah, you have to.
Other than those things,
unless
anybody else know?
Unless you're up in like the mountains and you got clean streams with no animals, but even one dead animal in that stream, and you got a whole host of problems. So you got to be able to boil it, and you got to be able to clean it, filter it, or you're dead.
Quite frankly, it's over.
Yep.
What's up, Theo? The first question, can you hear? First question was, what are some resources that you would be looking to acquire in a state of an emergency? You know what I mean? Apocalypse happened, bullet ammo, water, iodine tablets that's out there.
Oh yeah. Definitely water. Me and Shalice were actually thinking about this because that's why we moved to Mexico in the day on first place. Like, this is kind of one of those like apocalyptic situations to us. So I personally think that we should be looking into the proper type of like chemistry sets. So like things to create our own antidotes with. Like specifically, I think there's like a chlorine dioxide solution, something like that. It's something that the military uses to get rid of like a lot of chemical weapons and chemical warfare and stuff like that. It's one of the things we use to as an antidote. So those type of things, definitely the water, the straws. I popped in on that part. That I seen some people use that, like they'll drink straight out of like the lake and be straight. We have a thing called ProPure, and it's like this. I don't know exactly what the filter is, but the ProPure is. Hold on. My bad. I had to tell everybody to be quiet. But the ProPure like takes all the water and just like siphons all the crazy stuff out of it, and you can pee in it, and it'll be drinkable. So you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
They make real cool bags. It's a bag basically. You fill it up with water, you hang it in a tree, and it drips out and collect it in a container. That's a pretty they're cheap too. These water filter systems that you could buy like Gander Mountain, or I guess Gander Mountain's no longer, but like Dick's or whatever. So filters, man, you got to have them. I have redundancies too. So I think everybody should have You need to have more than one thing. Because that bag breaks or that filter's no longer good. You got 3 days to figure it out. So you got to have built-in redundancies. That's a big thing for me.
So nobody's mentioning the can of corns, no toilet paper, nothing like that. Like, is
Yo,
that just is it bogus?
I might have to use some towels, some rags, and some. You know what I mean? Toilet paper. That's gonna go away eventually. You gotta get a reusable rag, bro. Wipe them buns with some microfiber.
Dirty water.
Yo, that's
Yo.
crazy because I remember when it was like the big thing about toilet paper and everybody was talking about toilet paper. I'm like, yo, we at home. Like, can't you just get in the shower? Like, that's not a thing. Like, you know
Exactly.
what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about? Like, why are we fighting over toilet paper at this point? Like, we're on quarantine. Like, you at the crib. I never got that.
I didn't either. I was like, that was the first thing to go. Not the dang on alcohol, the toilet paper. It was weird.
Yo,
Shows you
but
how often-
I don't think so. If I had to have a one resource, and I know it's we're in an apocalypse, and I feel like a really good resource would be a really good woman. You know what I'm saying? Because like they say, the Bible say a man can't live off of water and bread alone. And if I'm being a apocalyptic situation, I ain't trying to hear no nagging. I ain't trying to hear nothing crazy. I need somebody that's gonna help me. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna keep
They don't have
everybody
to fall in the
happy.
line.
You know
You gotta
what I'm
fall in
saying? That's gonna keep the kids right. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna need that resource, man. And I think that's a big one that we missing, man. Like, you're gonna need a really good woman, son.
Man, a woman's the liability, my guy.
Yo,
Some.
hey,
You might have to repopulate the
there's
earth.
things you're gonna need, son. You know what I'm saying? When you're stressing.
Some of
That
these
you ain't
women
gonna be
out
able to
there,
do, you know what I'm saying? That you ain't gonna be able to do. Well, you can do it your own, but that's your personal. I'd rather have somebody with me. I'm just saying, son. Think about it.
I don't know, Rob. What's your thoughts on that, man? You think a woman is important for this time for this
I mean,
time of scavenge?
only if you already have the woman and family to take care of. But if I don't got no baggage, I ain't bringing none with me.
Yeah, like that's like taking another kid with you. Like, you know what I mean? If you already got a kid, come on, no, not a woman, my guy.
Me and my this conversation comes up with, like, me and my boys or whatever, and we always said, like, we would I got a camp, like, it's kind of up in the mountains, and I want to leave the city area because it's going to get crazy in the cities first. We always talked about, we start our own little village, man, and if you got to bring something to the village to be in it, you got to be a hunter or fisher,
Yes,
make
sir.
some clothes, you got to be able to do something to come into the village, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That whole making your clothes, that's definitely a thing down here. They they take this cactus and they shred it up and then they weave it together, and it's an expensive fabric down here. Well, it's not that expensive. It's expensive to people who aren't from here. They hit you with the high prices if you ain't from here. yeah, the gringo prices. Yes, sir. But I planned on learning how to weave all of that. I forget what the actual plant is called. And then I want to mess around and beekeep. I want to beekeep. And their bees down here don't got no stingers. And it's some of the healthiest honey that you can find, like, anywhere. So it's healthy. It'll keep you nice and vitalized. And
How long can you live on honey and no water?
honey lasts forever.
ooh, can't last forever, but you could get a good
Oh,
storehouse
lasts forever.
popping.
Honey does not go bad, man. They
Oh
found-
yeah. It's the honey itself, but what if your bees go bad? Like,
Right.
There might be, like, having the proper knowledge about this too. Like, you might get an infestation of some sort of parasite that kills your queen,
They got a lot
and
of
it's
mites
done
and
for.
stuff, yeah.
Yep, that type of stuff. So that's the route I would go with. Rob said, yep.
That's actually a good idea, beekeeping.
I've actually been thinking about getting some chickens, man. Like, and I was thinking about it even before the price of them eggs went up. I've been talking about it for years, but my wife is like, nah, she don't want to do it. But then now she see them price of the eggs, she's like, man, we should have got them chickens like when you said. But yeah, I've been thinking about getting them chickens, man, for sure. Because you could even, once you get the chickens, not only do you get the eggs, but you could use the chicken poop for fertilizer. You know what I mean? To grow your little crops and stuff. And that's one of them skills that you want to have too, is
You could use
being able to grow your own food when you're gonna be out there and you ain't got no hope Ain't nobody coming to save you. You can be able to grow your own food, and you can hunt, and you got a way to get your own water. Use them Boy Scout skills.
Yeah.
Me and my girlfriend
are
gonna get some chickens this spring here. We already got the plans up, and
my wife is literally on me like the last couple of days. Like, I want you to start me a chicken coop. Legit, like the last 3-4 days.
That's crazy. We got mad chickens around here to run around free though. You could buy a chicken egg or a new chick for like $1, I think, $1 a piece maybe.
What part of Mexico you in?
I'm in Merida in the Yucatan state.
Yucatan, okay.
Yes, sir.
No, that's dope, man. I mean, to be honest, I've never thought about hunting. I never thought about getting a chicken coop. You know what I mean? It's a scare, like, because when you live in the city of your life, you really lost, man. I don't know where to go, what to do, like, for real, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, all I know is guns, get ammo, like, you know what I mean? And I figure, like, as long as I got guns and ammo, there's a lot I can acquire after that, like, you know what I mean? So
at a risk,
guns and butter, huh?
But
I mean, but it's also like, then what? You run out of ammo. Where you gonna go? Where you gonna drive to? You know what I mean? How do you get away from all that? You know,
bullet making is going to be a huge thing.
That's why I was saying you need a chemistry set.
If you don't know that skill, you should learn it real soon, because that's when the bullets run out. I mean, but then eventually the gunpowder is going to run out too. I don't know how to make gunpowder. I mean, I know a lot of stuff, but I don't know how to make gunpowder. So,
the world will go right back to a barter system. I can give you this, you can give me that.
Making alcohol be a huge commodity.
So no, I know a dude who had a long conversation. He was like, "Yo, I'm gonna start putting my money in alcohol," and I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm just going to buy a bunch of alcohol, store it for whenever, and then that's one way to save his money from the inflations and price drops, and you know what I'm saying, is like, because alcohol always going to keep its price." I don't know how true that really may hold, but I was like, so what you going to do if it all go down? You going to carry a bunch of bottles of alcohol with you? You know how many bottles you have to carry? Like, if you got $1 million, you don't have $1 million worth of alcohol, like, you know what I mean? So it's just like, he's like, people always going to want to get drunk, so it is what it is.
You disinfect and clean with it too. I mean, it's a very useful tool in the apocalypse. So that's if you know how to make alcohol, you'll never want for anything, because you'll be able to trade, like the barter system. What my man just said, you got one of the best commodities there are. That's
pretty simple, honestly, too. Today, you get some, you make alcohol with sugar, sugar mash. It's simple to make.
Very simple.
Yeah, for sure. And if you get any wounds or
experience,
you need a doctor,
it's not like you got some
alcohol.
You got some experience in making alcohol?
Oh, I tried a couple times. Yeah, it's I did some homemade some homemade stuff in my garage, and you know what I mean.
That moonshine.
Yeah.
Hey man, I went to college in West Virginia. I've seen it done. So.
Oh yeah. Actually, there's a dude right here in Pittsburgh. He's starting like a little distillery thing. He got like a PA permit and all that. He's actually starting to sell stovetop stills. They're supposed to be for decorations or whatever, but they work. You know what I mean?
You're allowed to brew. You're allowed to do it. You just can't sell it. So you could go buy everything you want and make it. You just can't distribute. You can only distribute so many gallons a year in PA. There's a law for it. And
yeah, that's what I was gonna say, especially in PA with the whole state stores and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you just got to sell the cups, dog. You got to sell the cups and just pour it in there.
Yeah.
The hooch is free. The cup cost you, huh? Okay.
So, since you guys are, y'all hunters, right? I think, Tom, you hunt as well, right?
Yeah.
So, what are some things I need to know about hunting for some of us that never been out there, putting nothing down?
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of patience.
It's not easy. It's not just walking into the woods and coming out with an animal. I mean, some people get lucky that way, but if you're not putting in the work and scouting and cameras and everything else, and You know, well, first thing you should know is, deer and every animal has a way better sense of smell than all of us. So how we can smell a skunk from like a half a mile away, they can smell you. So the first thing, you got to be upwind. All right. If they're downwind from you and they're catching your scent, you'll never even see the animals. You'll never get a chance. So you got to pay attention to the wind. There's a lot. I mean, there's trapping. I've never really trapped before, but there's the different snares you can make and different types of, leg traps, essentially for small game. But it's not as easy as people, make it out to be. I mean, I know people that get, 10 points every year, but they've been doing this. They have a whole lifetime of experience, and he's in the, my boy Tone's in the woods, 40% of the year. He's out there. He's working he's feeding them. He's keeping them healthy. He's tracking them. So you gotta, it's not very easy to do. It's a lot harder than you're gonna think it is.
No, I was just
Are
thinking
you
about
using a bow or rifle?
I mean, I bow. I'm more of that, but whatever. I haven't been able to get out much lately. I got a new job and seniority stuff, so I haven't been able to get the time off lately. But I've done it so many times. I've dressed deer, I can butcher animals, I've quartered, and none of that's hard work. So
you gotta be strong for them too, right? How heavy are they?
What's that?
The deer.
I mean, couple. You dress, if it's too heavy, you could dress it in the field. You could quarter it, take it out just a leg at a time if you need to. But a couple 100 pounds. I mean, I think everybody in this chat in this room would be able to pull a deer out of the woods, no problem.
Question: Do I need a particular rifle to hunt, or could I use any gun I need, any gun I have?
I mean, there's better stuff to use, but you could use just about anything. If this is,
I mean, if it go down, boys gonna be out there with 9mm, like, you know what I'm saying, shooting sideways.
Apocalypse.
I mean, you can legit kill a deer with a 22 for real, but
say that again.
You can legit kill a deer with a 22 if you had to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, basically, a 223 is a 20. You know what I'm saying? Same size. I mean,
so I actually recommend to people that are, 22 that's the gun you should have. It's the most abundant round on the planet. There's more 22 rounds than every other round put together.
Wow, I know that.
So it's and nobody really wants to use it, because it's a girl's gun or whatever. It's not manly enough. It's a little gun.
You don't got enough bang.
You put one in each nipple, and that motherfucker's going to drown in his blood, man. It's gun, man.
Yeah, man. I'm Kev. I'm out there every year. Like he said, I started putting my cameras out probably in like May. That's because I hunt for big deer though. Like I'm looking for a Pacific. I pick the deer I want to hunt usually. So I start putting cameras out in May in different areas. I usually have like 9 cameras out, and I'll check them cameras like every few weeks. And then once I get a deer that's consistently in the same area that I want to get, I'll go after him, because I don't really, I don't take I won't shoot a little buck now just because I've been hunting big deer for a long time. I'm on probably like 18 years in a row with a buck. So, but yeah, you gotta know what you're doing. I know guys too that have been out there hunting 30 years and never killed a deer, and they're like, how the fuck you go out there and get a buck every year and shoot 10 doe? I'm like, I know what I'm doing. I don't know.
And they just walk out in the woods once a year, opening weekend, and that's
smoking cigarettes while they're out there.
So I mean, go into that a little bit more. Like, you set up cameras in May, but I mean, so that's land you own. Is that what that is?
Well, I got a couple places that I actually leased the land, but no, I put my cameras out on like public land too. I just hide them real good so they don't get stolen. But I have had cameras get stolen a bunch of times too.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that are anti-hunters that will take your cameras, and then just assholes too, other asshole hunters. But I know a guy specifically that.
Are they cheap?
No.
Damn. So what's not cheap though? Like $40 a camera, $100.
I mean,
you can get a cheap ass one for $40, but yeah, they're like $150 a good one.
So $150 and somebody gonna come up take your shit. Hey man,
You can get one
high.
go right to your phone. As soon as it hits, as soon as something walks past, it'll send a picture to your phone.
and it just gives you
An image.
it gives you an idea of the routine that the animal's doing, or you know what I'm saying. Like so, when you go up there, you be like, oh, that's that one on that camera. Is that you recognize it?
Well, yeah, 'cause if you're getting a bunch of pictures of it, you're going to know. You know, when you see the deer, you're going to know that's the deer you're after for sure.
So what if somebody else come up there and be like, yo, I need that one? You'll be sick.
Hey, it's fair chase if they get it before you do.
Yeah, I'll be sick. So you gotta get up there first day and be like, yeah, I know exactly where he's gonna be at, how he gonna move. That's hey, that's cynical. You said your homeboy be up there like feeding it and like getting to know it. And
Well, people feed it by hand, but putting salt out, putting grains and corns and stuff. You could give them healthier foods that actually help promote the antler growth. So a lot of people, I'm sure Rob knows what I'm talking about. I mean, you want the biggest buck you can get, so you want them to be healthy.
Hey, that's so cynical. Like, hey, Derek, come here, come get some of this. You know, what do they eat? Like sunflower seeds and stuff like that, or is it just like chips and berries? What do you give them?
Well, I mean, if you're putting out if you're putting out food, it's like corn and stuff like that. Corn, like corn pellets, that type of stuff. Or if you got land, you build a food plot in there. You plant clover and stuff like that, and they'll keep coming and eating it. Yeah, exactly. Yep, turnips, all that type of stuff.
So I mean, you lease your land. So let's say this all go down, you can go up and do what you want on that leased land.
Yeah, well, if the people let me keep the lease at that point. But I got a camp up in Allegheny National Forest. There's like hundreds of thousands of acres of woods that you can just go do whatever you want to do on it. I mean, especially if it was a Pozalica time, you ain't gonna worry about no game commissioner or nothing like that bothering you at that point. But
no, that's solid. That's good info to know. So let's say I do my scouting, I stay up when I spot a deer, put him down, right? Oh, I guess is it better to shoot it or to hit it with a bow? Is it? I mean, does it matter in how it dies or anything? Does that have anything to do with?
Right?
Either way, if you put a good shot on it,
Yeah.
Okay, so do you gotta avoid that bullet wound?
No. Once you shoot it, and it goes right through. Where it's going to go through. There's not really no meat in that area. It's going to go through ribs right there. The heart, lungs, and it's going to go out the other side. Usually, I mean, it's nothing really you got to do. You just once you cut it open, you take all the organs out. I eat the heart actually. So when I kill a deer, I eat the heart.
Eat the organs. Liver is one of the best, most nutritional, dense food you can eat, man. Heart.
I feed the liver to my dogs, but I eat the heart.
Look, whatever orcas kill killer whales or great white sharks kill orcas, they just eat the liver. They don't even eat. They don't touch the rest of the animal. Apex predators eat liver. All right, it's for a reason.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the healthier things. My wife has been talking about it. She's talking about she want to start eating liver now. I don't know how I feel about that right now. I don't know how I feel about it.
I've never eaten liver as an adult. Like ever since I could have my own food, I've never eaten liver as an adult.
I actually like liver, so beef liver and chicken livers.
If it's cooked right, man, you won't even know the difference. I've had
that's what my grandma used to say. She said, "This is the poor man's steak." I said, "No, this is trash." It was horrible. She used to make me eat liver and onions when I was growing up, man. I was throw up every goddamn time.
If you're down south now. You're down south. Deep fried chicken livers are big down there.
Man, listen, I'm in the South, but I don't live in the South. Like Atlanta's not the South. Atlanta's a city that's just plotted in the South, but it is as urban and as metro as it can get, man. I might as well live in New York down here, man.
I get that. It's city, but they still got, the South recipes and, the history behind it, the type of food.
Yeah.
I don't go to town, to be honest.
My fiance, she's actually from South Georgia, and obviously on her Facebook feed some stuff comes up, and dude put a plate of chicken feet on a bed of rice. And I was like, who eats this? And she was like, oh, that's common. I was like, wow. So yeah, I mean,
Ain't touching no toes.
nothing goes to waste, man. When you get deep enough in the South, man, it really everywhere. The first time I ever actually saw chicken livers, I was in the Midwest, man. I was interning in Milwaukee, and man, the line was wrapped around the building for a place called Harold's Chicken, where they was serving chicken livers. Not my thing, but
one thing I kind of want to get into. Both you said y'all know how to bust down your deer. What's that process like? How's that work? Or you take it to a butcher, you just do it. You take it to the crib and do it yourself. You hang it upside down and let it drain. What's the process of that?
So I mean, I do know how I got mine right whenever I kill it right in the woods. I got it right there. But I'll take mine to the butcher, but I do know how to cut it down if need be. I just, I don't want to do that shit in my garage and get my garage all nasty. But if I had to, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, so you get rid of the gut pile and everything in the woods. It makes it lighter to carry. Try to get all the blood out, try to get as much out so it's easier to carry. Like I said, save those organ meats, man, especially if it's end times. You want to eat everything. It was every part of that animal. But my buddy, he they're not poor, but they ain't got money to take it to butchers and stuff. So we do it at their house. So I learned how to dress it all. You got to skin it first and then, quarter it, take the back straps off, the loins, butcher it down to the sections you want. And it's real easy, man. I was intimidated the first time I did it, but it's so simple. It's simple, man.
Do you pray over it and call it brother like Avatar when you kill it?
No, I thank them for their life, I do.
Yeah, finna eat it. Freaking
life eats life.
Hey, another thing you'll need to know, if it's that time, you just ain't going to go kill an animal and keep it around. You got to learn how to dry it out, how to dehydrate the meat.
Smoke it.
Right. So I kind of even wanted to touch on that. Like, so starting a fire, right? So I bought this little survival kit. We were selling them on our website, but they just came to getting a bunch of them just came too difficult. But little fire starters came with like a little compass. I mean, it's actually pretty dope. It came with like a little blanket. But I'm like, man, this is a cool kit. Came with a good knife. I was like, but if it really hit the fan, like I'm gonna have to learn how to use this. I'm like, is it really that useful? Like it had like a long straw thing where you kind of blow. And it was like for the fire, like you know what I mean. So like starting a fire from scratch and all that, like those techniques still work. The rubbing the sticks and doing that kind of weird stuff, or how we building this campfire. Is that just one of the things that we need to put on our skill set?
Flint.
I'll be honest, I ain't never tried it.
Flint.
so look, I've never really thought about this stuff until recently, man. We went up to the cabins a couple weekends ago, and like I was like, yo, this is how people lived back in the day. So like we had to do all that type of stuff, and I was like, yo, this is rough. Like, so it started making me think of that. So when it came to this episode, I was like, I'm really intently listening, like low key taking notes, because I was like, yo, like we could potentially need to do this stuff, and there was some stuff that was fairly difficult. Like I remember firewood, like getting firewood was an issue. Like we had to find it because it was up there. It was, it was a hot commodity.
Why couldn't you just cut down the tree?
And it's wet.
It's moist. It's still wet. Yeah.
Yeah, like it rained the whole time we was there. Like, so that's why like it was an issue.
So you cut down the tree and you just got to store it and get it to dry out.
Yep.
I mean, but you're going to be cold to then. But I mean, there's really no quick way to even dry wood. Like you got to give it, you can't sit it by a fire and think it's going to dry because that shit don't be working.
Fire starters are key. Being able to, like I said, redundancies, having more than one way to start a fire. I'd have 3 or 4 because, if you have matches, they get wet, they don't work. You got a lighter, get wet, you don't work. But you got a magnesium stick, you shave a bunch of that off, strike the flint, that thing's going up right fast. So, I mean, there's a bunch of different fire starters. I have just about all of them. I've used all of them. I've never done like the sticks, but I like the hand drilling stuff. But I would like to. I'd actually like to learn how to do that, because if you don't have a fire starter, what are you going to do? You know, so fire is a big deal. Fire is a real big deal for survival. But at the same time, fire is also, you know, an advertisement for that somebody's here. You know, you got smoke, you got light. So not all situations might need, you know, require fire, you know. So
Yeah.
you know, situational awareness is a big deal. So
There's another one my friend does. He tapes duct tape around his lighter, and he can, I guess, take some of that duct tape off and fire it up real quick. It's a quick way to start a fire too. So if you just put that, you know, that silver duct tape. Oh man, my bad. You put that silver duct tape around it, just peel it off, fire it up. Then you can also use dryer lint. You collect some of that. That's really quick.
steel wool.
Yep.
Steel wool is another
Steel
really
wool.
flammable thing. I take like cotton balls and just slather them in Vaseline and stuff them in a tin. They're real flammable as well. Tampons are a great fire starter, man. So having that girl with you, you know what I mean? You might get a fire. That girl with you. So
Hey, no, that's cool. So I take notes during the show. I mean, you know that.
yeah.
But
I
you
say
say
get you some
tampons.
flares. Make sure you got some, you know, go to the little army surplus store, get you some flares.
Good idea.
You know what I mean? Because those are multi-use. You can use those to start your fire, use it for the light if you need it. If you got to walk around the woods in the dark or wherever you at, you know,
Defense, too.
that's multi-use for sure.
If you need light, you should definitely grab some of them glow sticks too that the army
Yeah.
use.
Yep. Yep.
Some things last for what, 6 to 8 hours.
Yep.
It's real
Yeah.
nice.
I got a bunch of them. Yep.
It's ironic. I don't know how religious you guys are. Ain't nobody praying for your soul, because I'm gonna give my soul up to Jesus first thing. Like, man,
Now we already prayed over here. We good.
I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. Hey, don't forget me, bruh.
Listen, I'm gonna pray, but I ain't gonna expect to be saved from it. I'm gonna pray and save myself.
That's what I was gonna say, boy. In them times, I mean, he'll deal with you afterwards, but right now
But
he
it's
can't
Faith
save
without works is
Faith
dead.
with- yup,
You
I was
pray
just
and
about
then,
to say.
yeah, pray and then you get your strap. Get the strap.
That's a
Listen,
fact.
I hate to say it, man, but if it came, you know, I'm gonna be like a neighborly type of dude and whatever. But if it comes to my family eating or someone else's family eating, I'm gonna feed my family.
That's right.
So what you saying? You eating people?
If I had to, bro, real shit. I'm not joking. If I had to, I would.
Get hungry enough.
Hey, I said I'll try anything once. I'll try it twice if I'm hungry.
Hey, yeah.
With that long pig.
Nah, boy.
Should have known. The chicken liver should have let you know. The chicken liver.
Hey, to be honest, this is kind of digging into, like, you know, next week. So this is gonna be like a 3-part series. We're gonna talk about fishing a little bit. We're gonna cover that a little bit today too, and some agricultural stuff, you know. But this is gonna be kind of like a 3-episode kind of a deal. But I mean, my whole plan is I'm going vegan, like, you know what I mean? Like I'm gonna stick to the plants and the berries, man. Like I figure I'm gonna be healthier. That's my doctor. That's my medicine. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna be one eating the dairy food. Y'all leave that stuff out.
Hey,
You better
Up here-
stay down south then.
yeah, I was about to say up here in the north, bro, you ain't getting no vegetables in the winter.
Come to Mexico, bro. We got you.
Period.
avocados from Mexico.
Yeah, boy.
Hey, they gonna stop letting people in at the border, boy. Get my ticket now.
That's
Yo,
why we had the
that'll
baby
be
down
ironic.
here, bro. Already,
That'll be
I
ironic.
told Shalice that was gonna happen. I said they gonna cut people off, and we need to have this baby down there immediately. That is our ticket out of here, bro. So yeah, she's a Mexican. I got a little black Mexican baby. Yes, sir.
I'm down there. I already know where I'm going. Where
Do you
the
know how to
juices and
farm at
berries.
all?
No, I mean, but you know, I deal with the plants and stuff like that, and you know, I got some. You know, I know Leafer has a whole community garden up there, so I'm definitely like going to be like, yo, bro, you know, hitting on the like,
We can
how
go
do
together,
I
dude.
get these carrots?
Hey,
How do I get these
we can go
carrots?
together.
Gardening is huge. If you don't know how to run a
Book
garden,
the flights,
you better
nigga. We
learn.
could go together.
Listen, like I said, I'm going up. My cabin's up in the mountains, man. There's a ton of Amish up there. They know everything. I'm gonna hang out with the Amish people. I might become
the
Amish.
Got it.
They've been
The
living in
Amish got
apocalypse
it.
400
Yeah.
years.
I might become Amish then.
No, hey, that's a double positive though, because that's a way to get into heaven too, boy.
You gonna use the Amish?
Hey,
bro.
like,
Teach me how to use
hey,
it,
Jesus,
bro.
I'm Amish now, baby. Whatever I did, hey, I'm Amish now, baby.
Listen, I got a couple Amish dudes that I'm kind of tight with up there just from having them do work over the years. So I'm gonna hit them up like, hey Zeke, bro, I need some shit.
My man,
Ezekiel, make me a table.
Period. No, that's real talk, man.
The Amish will be kings if that happens. They've been living like that for their whole damn life.
Yes,
Yep,
sir.
true
Yes,
story,
sir.
man. I remember I used
Like,
to
I
go up
told
IUP,
you.
man, on the bus, and I used to see them, and they really were. They were living on some old medieval times. I was like,
Yeah.
bro, this is
Yo, I
so
just
like
came back from well, we went to Harrisburg, but they had this thing at this town called Lidditz in Pennsylvania. And dog, I was driving to my friend's house because she lived out that way, so I could just hang out when my wife was at this inaugural ball up in Lidditz. And dog, I'm driving down the street, and this horse and carriage almost ran me off the road. I was like, yo, what's going on? They was like, get out the way. I was like, oh, this is crazy. Dog, I ain't never been run off the road by a horse and carriage. That stuff is crazy as heck,
Bro,
dog. You go
they're
right in the
everywhere.
center of Pennsylvania, man. It's like all Amish and Mennonite. It's crazy.
Yes, sir.
Ohio.
They're actually down here too, bro. There's a lot of them, bro, with the busted up teeth and everything.
Well,
I
Amish in
swear.
Mexico?
Yes, sir. I swear to goodness, bro.
There's a lot of Mormons
swear.
there. A lot of Mormons, right?
There's Mormons. I don't know too much, but
I know they do a lot of missions down there.
They sell us cookies on the side of the road, little boys and everything. The hats, the overalls, the plagues.
You trust
plague
it?
shirts.
They
We
turn
ate
in butter. They got that. They
We
got
ate
that.
some. It was fire. It was some good.
They got
Look, they fattened y'all up. They fattened y'all up.
They gonna be eating y'all. Hey, do they speak like? Are they like Mexican Amish?
Yeah, they speak straight Spanish, fluent.
No, are they Mexican though?
No, they white.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm asking. Like,
Blonde hair? They got blonde hair?
Blonde hair, blue eyes. Like
I'm pretty
straight.
sure those are Mormons. So whenever the Mormons, we stopped having polygamy in the United States, they all moved down to Mexico so they can have their wives still. So you remember?
back to Hit Me's point. I need my women.
Hey, you ain't never see they had the Amish dudes down in Mexico that were loading cheese wheels up with cocaine and taking it all the way to Canada on horseback, bro.
Oh,
Look that shit up. It's
horseback.
little horse carts the whole way, all the way to from Mexico to Canada.
I'm telling you, they'd be kings, man. They've been living this shit for their whole life.
They know what to do.
They won't even miss a beat.
Hey, no. So let's transition a little bit into some farming though. Leifer, like what's some things we need to get a hold of? If we need to start planting stuff.
Animals for fertilizer.
Man, I would say the chickens definitely, man. Chickens, some goats, man, because goats will clean your land out, man. They'll eat up all that ragweed. That man, they'll clear all that grass up and make your stuff fertilized real good, man. I say, stock up your corn, just stock up your seeds, period. Whatever you like, but corn, your beans, you know what I mean, your gourds, your pumpkins, things like that. Man, stock that stuff up because it's hardy. And it'll keep you going throughout the cold months. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tomatoes, the peppers, all that's good. But if you don't know how to preserve it, then when it comes to those winter months, you're going to be, out of luck. So, you know what I mean? That's a whole nother aspect of it.
Ain't no winters in Mexico.
I bought
that again.
There's the winners here.
Man, I feel like it was just snowing down there in Texas at the bottom tip and stuff. So
wait, it's snow in Mexico?
Yeah, certain places are higher elevated, just like Pittsburgh is. Where I'm at, we good. It's just like Florida. Literally, we're on the opposite side of Florida. We're in that whole
Don't forget, it got something to do with the closeness to the equator, right? So, I'm not geographically sound, but
I think so.
It's harder towards the equator, but what I guess what I'm asking is, what point of the equator do it go through Mexico? I mean, do it go through like South America?
Hey,
I
I
think
fellas.
don't even know.
It was a
not
special
South
episode,
America,
so-
but Mexico ain't South America. Mexico
It's
is like
Central.
Central America.
It's central,
North.
but I'm just saying, like, how
Central.
close is, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
Because
the equator is low. I think the equator's lower down. I think the equator's down more towards South America
It's like
than it
central.
is
Yeah.
Central. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, they still get some of that temperate climate depending on where those mountains and stuff is at.
Yeah, we at the bottom of Mexico, so we not experiencing too much of the cold. We get some cold days that's like probably 65 degrees, and we like, ooh, it's chilly. That's it. That's it. Ooh, you know.
am I getting chickens for farming? Why? Just for the chicken poop? What am I getting chickens for?
That to for food. I mean, you got food there. You got eggs. That's a renewable resource. They'll eat all the bugs.
Fertilizer.
Bugs on your property down. The fertilizer. So we can only grow so many cycles without fertilizing. Our topsoil is depleted. So we have to fertilize this, you know, and if there's some people that talk about using human feces to do it, and it will work, but I don't really want to eat.
Around good.
You know, I'd rather have
Yo.
chicken.
There's a dude who used to live in Swissvale, right? And he used to go get bags of elephant poop from the zoo. And he used to plant down over the hill from Collingwood Park. Plant down in the back of the hill. Yo, he used to grow the biggest watermelons, like the just crazy size stuff that was mad nutritious because that was his secret. Because I asked his daughter, I was like, yo, and she was like, he used to go get bags of elephant poop from the zoo. And I was like, who would think of that? Like, I would never think of that. I'm still not going to do it, even though now I know it. But that's crazy. You know what I mean? And it fertilizes so good and delicious food. I mean, I probably ate this food still too, but you know, that smell alone would have killed it for me. I'd have been done.
Don't human poop like cause weird like psychedelic mushrooms to grow?
Nah, cows have they have a four intestine or four stomachs, and one of the spores. It's a really weak. They call them what do we call them?
Hey Tom, how you know all this stuff, bro?
I don't know, dude. I'm college, brother. I don't know.
At what point, like I'm sitting here thinking, like, what the hell was I doing while Tom was learning this shit?
I don't know, man.
Like, was I watching Cartoon Network? We wasn't watching the same Cartoon Network or something. Like, what was you doing? How do you know this? That's crazy. So after rugby practice, you was going hunting, and I'm chasing tail. I think that might be what it was.
Yo, that's that Yakagani life, man. Because he ain't learned that in Swissvale.
No, I went out to York and learned how to properly white boy out there. So, yeah, you know, I learned a lot. You know, and it just by just being around people. You know, like you're gonna pick up stuff from your friends. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I just pay attention, man. I keep my ears open. You know, you never know what you're gonna hear something that's important and you can use. So
that's wild. You know the interesting thing. I don't have any friends in my field. And like recruiters hit me up all the time, like, yeah, aren't your friends in IT? I'm like, no, I don't got not one. Like, you know what I'm saying, that I can refer or that I'm close with. Like, and I just think it's so weird because people in my field be having friends that do what they do. And I'm like, man, no, my friends do a little something different.
Yeah. I'm not really friends with anybody in my position. I mean, I know people that drive a bus, but I'm not really friends with any bus drivers, being real, like outside of work. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense. I try to keep my personal life and my professional life separate. So,
no, that's solid. No, I see. You know what skill I see you doing all the time? You teach your son the axe throwing.
Yeah, axe throwing, hunting, shooting, fishing. Yeah, man, I'm teaching them to be proper survivalists. You know, I think it's important, man.
So I mean, would it be a thing where you would like do a class or do a Boy Scouts, you know, like tie-dye Toms, whatever, you know what I mean, little junior scouts, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ever think about anything like that? Because I mean, you definitely got a resource, a wealth of knowledge that, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people could benefit from. So you ever think about giving that back other than, you know what I mean, keeping it how you keep it?
I haven't actually, but that's not a bad idea, honestly. I met this person that does like campfire cooking classes and campfire like camping things down at Frick Park. She does it for underprivileged youth and everything, and city kids that really have never had the exposure of the outdoors. So I was like, I thought that was like a beautiful thing, and I was thinking, but I'm like, how the hell do I even get started on something like that? So I just try to teach people that are interested. So, my kids and
Well, if you ever wanted to get that going, or you wanted the class, man, hit me, bro. I'll support it. You know what I'm saying? Try to get kids in your camp, and you know what I mean. Throw whatever resources I got to. If you know what I'm saying, if you're going to teach the youth, you know what I mean, some of these skills, because I mean, it's something needed. Like we think it's like asinine. You know what I mean? Some people we think it's asinine. I guess we don't spend no time because you know this, and Rob know this. Unfortunately, it kind of feels weird that I had to call my white friends to, you know what I mean, learn about hunting. But I mean, it just is what it is. I mean, I know black guys that hunt too, but you know what I mean. When I the topic, I said I'm calling Tom and I'm calling Rob. Like,
oh yeah.
I mean, you got to defer to who you know, right? Like, don't be, I think the thing about knowledge is admitting that you don't have it and that somebody else can educate you, and not being ashamed of that. I try to take my knowledge any way I can get it. I'll learn from a little kid. That's fine.
Yep.
Period. But anybody got anything else they want to add? We got some other topics. We got fishing. We got more
about defending your land.
I think we kind of talked about that, right? Like, I think we mentioned ammo first. Like that was the first thing.
No, I mean, like from animals, like defending your cattle from so down here in Mexico, we got jaguars and coyotes and crazy stuff like that. Like you need a dog. There was a lady who was walking the other day, actually. I guess there was like a news article on it. I heard it word of mouth. She was walking, and the reason why she didn't get ate up by this jaguar is because she had a dog with her. I think she had a Rottweiler or something like that down here, and it smelt the animal and then started, barking at him, doing this dog thing like it's supposed to. And that's what saved her life. But that mug was hunting, and it was going to jack her up.
Well, that's how dogs became domesticated. They would hang around the campfires. We start throwing them some scraps, and they would protect us from the wildlife. So that's the origin story of dogs, of wolves becoming dogs. Because it was a safety thing. It's an alarm system. Dog's gonna know something's there before you do. They can hear better. They can smell better.
Yeah.
That's how dogs became domesticated, right there.
What kind of
other ways
is this in the case we looking for cane corsos or pit bulls? Like what's going on with the dogs we trying to acquire at this point? So get you a good dog. I know, Rob, you're in the dogs, man. You always had a big dog at the house.
Yeah, I got a Rott. Actually, you guys, it's funny you said that. Is probably about 12 years ago, maybe a little longer, like 15 years ago. My dog one night, you talking about protector. My dog, still to this day, my dog wakes me up at night. But my dog woke me up one night, and I knew like the way it was acting. Like, man, there's something outside my house. Well, I went outside my house, and I let my dog out. There was a couple people, creeping around trying to get in my house, and my dog actually saved someone from coming in my house. I let him out on him.
Good boy.
Hell yeah. But I got the same thing. I'm like loyal to Rotts. I had Rotts my whole life because I know about the breed. My dad bred them when I was young. So like I just always had a Rottweiler just because I'm knowledgeable of them. And I have a Rottweiler now too. So I'll always have a Rott just because I know how loyal they are. They're protectors, and they're working dogs too. So I'll always have a Rott. But I got boys that breed cane corsos in Pittsburgh, and so they're working dogs too. They're great protectors too.
Yep.
I mean, so that wasn't something I was thinking about, right? So let's talk about what other breeds of dogs. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to get no husky or nothing like that. Or what's the best dogs for for apocalypse situation that we that we should take it as the best friend?
German Shepherd. Would you do a German Shepherd?
That's definitely a tops.
Absolutely. Any type of big dog. I mean, every dog has its own. Like we've really genetically, modified them for breeding to do certain jobs. You got cattle dogs. You got You got, working nose dogs like hounds and stuff. So it really kind of depends on, are you just looking for security, or are you looking for a hunting dog that's going to help you in the woods? I mean, there's a lot of different types of dogs.
I mean, we're going to need all of the above in this case, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think any dog really, for an alarm system, that's
Give me a little poodle, give me a chihuahua.
That's lunch. Yeah, that's lunch.
But like a golden retriever would be just fine for stuff like that, So it doesn't have to be a vicious dog like a Doberman Pinscher or anything like that or whatever. It just depends on what you want the dog for. If it's end of days, big dogs eat a lot of food too, so that's another thing you got to consider. Pit bulls might be a little better because they're 40 pounds and they're vicious than a motherfucker. So
I mean, they poop a lot.
Yeah, and
big dog take big poops.
They poop a lot. So I mean, you feed the dog. We vegan anyway. I mean, I'll go shoot a deer.
Fertilizer.
I'll go knock down the deer. I got his food. You know what I'm saying?
If I had to pick one, I think in the end days it'd either be a shepherd, a German shepherd, or a coonhound. Coonhounds are good hunting dogs too. So one of those two, I think. Rottweilers too. They're beautiful, great big dogs, man. Great protectors, loyal. I don't know. It just depends on what you want. Like, if you're hunting, you want beagles or a bloodhound or, some type of a hound dog that's going to be able to pick up scents. But if you're looking for protection, get something that's got some teeth, show that teeth to scare people.
Period. Straight like that.
From a jaguar.
Protect you from a jaguar, right? Something's going to attack some. I just seen something like that too, and it was just like somebody was saying people be getting these what was it, the cane corsos, man. And it's entirely too much dog for a domestic situation.
I can't.
It depends, man. I know dudes that got cane corsos with a family and just a regular house and just a wee little yard, and it's a great dog. It's really depends on the situation and the owner of the dog, really.
Temperament.
Yeah, the training.
No, that's real. But no, so I took some crazy notes, man, because y'all was just spitting stuff out. So just to go back over the notes, man, ammo. I mean, as far as resources that we should acquire, ammo, hands down, first thing on the docket. Water. Make sure you got good ways that the iodine tablets, filter straws. Make sure you can find that water source. I did put boiling water, but I mean that's kind of the same thing, and that kind of goes into we got to get fire to do that. Unless we, I mean, I know you can't. Oh, Leafer, you got solar panels, man. How's that play? I mean, that should play a nice role in surviving in weird times, right?
It'll play no part if the electricity goes out and the water's out. Like it'll play zero part if if we're really in an apocalypse and we have no electricity and no running water. So right now it plays a part, but I'm not sure how much of a part it'll play in that. However, they do have like portable solar devices. So if you can get a portable solar device to wherever you go, you might be able to utilize that for whatever you might need to use. But solar panels on the house ain't gonna do me no good in the apocalypse. I'm just I'm sitting in there dead.
If your system's set up right, it'll help. You'll have some electricity on sunny days, but the problem is that solar is just not a really great source of creating. The batteries that we store it in aren't great. If they could last for like one charge for a week, like that. So we need to make some, advancements in our renewable resources because
since we talking renewable energy, I would suggest looking into creating power generators. You can get free energy by just having magnets. Get some magnets and get that thing moving in circles. You got energy right there. Yep. So magnetism is definitely one of the things that you want to look into.
How big are these magnets? Or I mean, what are you talking about? Because I'm thinking to use that, you're gonna need.
You can do small.
These are the refrigerator magnets.
Neodymium is the best ones that you want to go for. It's called rare earth magnets or something like that. Yeah, neodymium. You want to go for those ones, and then you could definitely create a little arts and crafts system and get that thing moving. You can get an old Alton's old car from a junkyard, get that moving. There's a lot that you can do as far as renewable energy that they don't talk about. You can also convert you can convert like gas generators into water powered generators. So there's a few things that you can do to get around all of it.
Yeah, if you can get a water wheel, man, that's a
water wheel.
We're going to stop running, so the wheel will not stop running, so you'll never stop. But with sun goes away, wind doesn't always run. So water would be a really good one. Might have to start looking into that because.
Hey, fellas, I appreciate you guys having me on. I got to hop off. My son's here to pick up my grandson.
Appreciate you, man.
It was nice chopping it up with you boys, man.
Thanks, Rob.
Much love, brother. But yeah, that water wheel, you just got to kind of be close to like a river or something like that. But if you set up shop by a river, yes, sir.
I'm planning on buying my next house is going to be on the Youghiogheny River. So, because it's
fire.
Water source, I'm out of the city. I'm in more of a rural setting. That's my plan. I'm getting out of Allegheny County altogether, man. I'm done.
Done with it. You sound so tired.
I understand. I understand. God damn it. I get it. I really do.
Hey, you sound so tired. Hey guys, I got some t-shirts for everybody, man. I'm gonna put them on the website. I'm gonna get everybody a code. Y'all can just go in and order your website. I get them sent out to you guys, man.
Yes, sir.
Not to you. I don't know how to ship nothing to Mexico.
I'm gonna be back in Pittsburgh in a little bit. I'm gonna just pull up.
We got just pull up on you. We got to pull up on you. Get you to make us one of those little cactus fabric outfits.
So I'll send you a logo, and I want to see your cactus fabric prototype dad shirt.
He'll be here in 3 months. Hey Mo, you were the one I was on last time you went to Egypt. You jumped on real quick.
Yeah,
I'd like to holler at you about that whenever.
Okay.
Yeah,
definitely.
Pretty fascinating to me. So.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I would like to keep you guys for an hour. You know what I mean? It was another wonderful show. We got this one recorded. We did a whole show last weekend, bro, and I was so deep into the show.
Oh, Rambo Knife never hit the
live button.
Man.
That's the first time. We've had a lot of episodes, man.
We was talking good
stuff.
Oh my
god, dog. We gonna reshoot it. And I'm gonna reach back out to those guys to see if they're willing to come back. You know what I mean? I know everybody's super busy, so we'll see what happens. The topic was, and I would have loved for you to be on the topic too, because it was about if our kids should be playing sports and football particularly. You know what I'm saying? Is it worth it anymore? You know what I mean? So yeah, it was fair, but I guess we just got to keep that one for the soul. If you was there, you was there. But
you had to be there.
I'm about to go vegan.
You about to go vegan too? That's gonna be period, man. So so let me go back over the notes real quick, man. So get your ammo, get your water source. Honey, hey, shout out to whoever said, I think that was you, Theo. Honey's a great source. Man, y'all been talking about chickens the whole hour. You know what I'm saying? Chicken this, chicken that, chicken coops, chicken. Like, man, I'm gonna get the editor to do a chicken counter on the show to see how many times chicken was mentioned. You know what I'm saying? We got the magnesium strip. What was the magnesium strips for?
Fire
starters. Steel wool tampons. You know what I mean? Shout out to Hit Me. I don't know where he went. For wanting the female, next that loving, whatever, man. Chickens again is back up here. Goats. I think Leifer mentioned the goats. So I guess you could get some goat milk out of the goat, that kind of stuff. Goat manure. You know, I don't eat goat, but you know what I mean. I know some people do, but
they good. They fire.
Make some goat cheese. Yeah,
Yes,
you can make
sir.
all kind of products, man.
You milk the goat, then you kill the goat.
yeah, but then that's the end of your goat. You know what I'm saying? You want to keep your resources.
You gotta have babies. You gotta have babies.
Yeah. Get you 2 goats. Get you 2 goats.
Get you 2
So you have a
goats.
couple babies.
What'd you say?
You
What
gotta
is it?
procreate before you slaughter it. Jesus Christ.
You said let them make babies and then you slaughter it. Thanks for your kids. Next up. That's wild. That's
I'm
wild.
about to go vegan.
So I mean, here to that point, stock up on your seeds. You know what I mean?
Real quick on Amazon, right at the beginning of the pandemic, I bought a pack of seeds. It's 300 different vegetables. There's 10,000 seeds in it.
Wow.
150.
They organic?
It's all heirloom seeds, all organic.
Oh, that's good.
Stuff. And it's hermetically sealed, so it'll last. I could literally give that to my grandkids, and they'll still be.
That's on Amazon, you said.
Yeah.
Hey, send me the link for that, bro.
All right, well, I'll try to find it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I mean, we can all look it up or whatever, but yeah, I need that. So stock up on your seeds. Get you an animal. Get your dog. I'm not a fan of dogs for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was gonna get one once the kids is gone, and you know, whatever, just not to have the crib empty. I'm just not a fan of them for real. Because I got kids. So who needs that? But if it go down, I mean, it might be. Huh?
Spoken like I said, it's just another mouth to feed. Jesus.
It's another mouth to feed. I'm allergic to them. Like, there's all kind of things going on with dogs. Like, you know what I mean?
You're allergic to what?
Yeah. Why? Why you say that? Is my sister allergic to them?
Yes.
Oh well, yeah. It is what it is.
That's crazy.
If y'all don't know, this is Knucklehead's married to my sister, so I got to give him a hard time sometimes. You know what I mean? But yeah, get you a dog, Rottweilers, German Shepherds. You know what I mean? I said Huskies, but I think that was an ignorant response. But they might be solid.
Yeah, if you're up in the mountains and up in the snowy climates, that's the dog you want.
Absolutely. Yeah, but I ain't gonna be up there.
Yo, my cousin had a husky in Florida, and that dang thing used to try to bite me all the time.
Because he's hot.
Heck with them huskies, man.
He's like, I don't belong here.
I was gonna bite my grundle.
I'm irritated. Hey, can I tell y'all a quick story? A quick story. I told Mo this earlier. I almost ruined my whole entire life.
Shout out the Rambo knife
on Saturday. Look, I paid for parking down here. They boot you in the city, right? I paid for the parking, and they still booted my car. I did it through the Park Mobile app. I don't know if y'all had that up there, but I did it through the Park Mobile app. But my license plate is not in the app. So they said, because my license plate is not in the app, like, so the dude came and I'm like, take the boot off my car, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I'm like, I paid for the parking. He's like, yeah, but your tag ain't in the app. So that's why we booted it and it's going to be $75. And I'm like, no, my guy, take this boot off my car. I did my job. I paid for the parking. Take it off. And he's like, I'm not taking it off. So, I mean, he was as nice as he could be until he got tired of me saying, take it off because I paid it. And he's like, he ain't getting it. I'm out. So he turned his back and I was about to hit him upside the head with my phone. And then I was just like, chill, because I got the kids in the car too. But the amount of rage I felt, like, you know what I mean, was just unreasonable. Like, for $75, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could piss $75. And it was the principle.
It's because you did the right thing and you were being persecuted anyway. So.
Exactly, right? So, like, he gets in the car. I'm like, I'll end it. I go stand in front of his car. And I'm like, bro, you're gonna have to hit me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not letting you out this parking lot. You're gonna have to hit me. And if it wasn't for another car that was there that, like, kind of blocked him from really, like, he probably would have hit me. But I was like, we about to have whatever problem this is gonna come with. And then eventually, like, I went to the window and I was like, I'm gonna pay it. But I had a knife in my pocket, right? So, like, I always got a knife on me. I always got a knife on me, like
Rambo.
And while he was taking off the boot, I'm flicking it in my pocket like I'm about to just gut this dude. Like, but it was But I was like, this is crazy that I'm thinking this way. Like it's nuts. You know what I mean?
Someone need to give him a Snickers.
Yeah.
Yo, look, when I heard this story, I was like, are we for real right now? Like, yo, you gotta relax.
That's
I mean, everything that I have to lose, and I was about to lose it all over $75. Like this is crazy. And I was like, I gotta get a hold of this amount of rage. There's no reason I should be feeling this amount of rage. He told me how to get my money back, but even still, and I was able to get my money back.
Well, I'm glad you didn't kill him, Kev.
That's a fact.
We're ready to risk it all with $75.
Over $75.
But I guarantee you, wherever y'all went in the city, I guarantee you spent more than $75 already.
Man, I spent $300 at the restaurant.
My man pulled out the Rambo knife over $75. Really?
He did a gunshot on himself.
Right. Yosemite Sam ready to kill everybody. Come on, man.
It was the principle. It was the principle. But some skills we should acquire: making alcohol, butchering animals, learning how to make power generators. Shout out to Theo. You know, he got all the ideas, dog. I don't know if I said bullet making and bow hunting, that kind of stuff. Those are skills that we should be looking to pick up. Man, a 22. And you got me thinking about a 22. My wife don't like her 9 anyway, so I might just get one of those just for her. It don't got no kickback, you know what I mean? And she'll feel okay. She'll feel better with shooting that. And you know,
that's what I did for Shalice, bro. I did the same thing. Bought a Ruger, a little small 22. She could just hold on. Yeah, it won't kill nobody. That's a lie. It will kill.
Yeah, it will.
One in each nipple, man. Tell her one in each nipple.
Well, I told her, we was actually talking about dude that killed the dude that tried to rob the store with a fake gun, and how they was complaining about why he's shooting so much. And I told her, I said, look, that situation never happened. Empty the clip. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't even play with it. Shoot until you can't shoot no more. But you didn't have to shoot him that much. Look, man, empty the clip, dog. Like, neutralize the threat, and that's all that really mattered, man. Like, so if you ever get stuck, let it loose. But yeah, that's kind of all the notes I really took. You know, I wanted to kind of say some things, touch over, you know, the farming a little bit. I kind of want to, you know, dribble to some of that and the fishing in the next week. Hopefully, Tom, if you're free, man, come on back, man, and Theo too. I don't know if you got any fishing skills, Theo. I never heard you talk about fishing.
Fishing, I've done it like twice. I'm really boo-boo. I ain't gonna hold. I'm not that good at fishing.
I know Tom's our nature man.
I can shoot something.
Yeah.
All right, we gotta get Lynn on here. He's the fisher guy. You know Lynn Stotts on Tom?
Doesn't sound familiar.
Okay. But yeah, man, that's all we got. Lynn Stotts. He from Swissvale?
Stotts. Oh, I know Stotts. Yeah, I've known. Okay.
Yeah. He not from Swissvale. That nigga from Penn Hills, but
I know
you know what I mean. He stayed with my grandma to go to Woodland Hills, but whatever. But yeah, you definitely know Lynn. You definitely know Lynn.
Yeah. Stotts. I remember that name. Yeah.
So yeah, so next week, come on back. We'll be talking about how to cast some reels and, you know, gut some fish. You know what I'm saying? I know that's a skill, you know, especially for Hit Me. He'll learn a lot from that because he's pescatarian. But hey man, thanks for coming out, man. That's a prototype dad. Oh, get y'all t-shirts too. I got y'all.
Put your knife away.
He's funny.